Good morning. How are we? Um, sorry. So today we are going to go through why you should work for free as a personal trainer. Now, obviously, as a coach, lots of coaches are trying to constantly think about how I can scale my business, how I can, reach, how I can break this ceiling of, where I am within my earning potential. But the problem is that you're picking from you're dealing with slim pickings. You're building from a weak foundation. Now, one of the biggest ways to strengthen your foundation as a coach is to gather as much social proof as possible. So the best example I always use is you've got two doctors. You've got one who went to the world's best university, and he went there for 3 or 4 years, or she, gender neutral here. They went to the best university for 3 or 4 years, 10 years maybe, who knows? And they've got their qualifications, and they come out, and they've not actually helped anyone. They've not treated anyone. They've just got the qualifications. Versus another doctor who, in that same period of time, whilst the other one was at university, this other one was just like, I can't be bothered being a doctor. I'm just going to go off and help people. And this is a theoretical world, of course, because I don't think you can be a doctor unless you've been to university. But anyway, this other one has helped 10,000 people during that same period of time. 1,000 people, maybe it's probably. Now, so let's say you've got some kind of sickness, some kind of illness, and both of these doctors deal with the same sort of situation, the same, they deal with the same illnesses, sicknesses, treatments, whatever it may be. Who do you go to? Who do you trust more? Do you trust the guy who's got all the shiny certificates but has not really helped anyone? Or the one who has been there, done it, got the t-shirt, hey, look at me, I've helped 1,000 people, here's a picture of 1,000 people, and they all know my name, I helped them all, and they're all better now? I mean, the answer is obvious, right? We go to the person who's got all that social proof. And these are some of the innate biases that live within us as people, because there's no actual reason why we wouldn't go to the one who's got the qualifications. In theory, they should be better. And it's just our innate bias. We live on social proof. We live on status. And this is effectively what social proof is. It's like, hey, this person has actually helped people, so they must be better. Because I trust other people, and I trust that they can help me achieve what it is which I need. So the way that I think coaches can do this, so this is just some practical ways to, gather social proof. Because I wouldn't say you've got to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So we'll go through it two ways. You've got experienced coaches and we've got new coaches. So we'll start off with experienced coaches. So I would say, keep doing what you're currently doing, but set a monthly challenge. And you could do it with social media. You could maybe even do it with some of your current clients. And you could say, I'm going to work with one client per month for free. I'll coach you. And the only thing is I would like testimonials from you, or some kind of before and after, or some kind of commitment from them. Just something, so that you are getting that that rep. And notice, you could I mean, I said one a month. You could do it every 2 weeks, and you could double this. It's so remarkable just how powerful these numbers get once you really start to once you start to play with them, and feel not constricted by sort of time limits. Anyway, so I would do that, and then show that off as much as possible. I think so many coaches, unfortunately, they have their social proof, but they pop it on their Instagram story thing. I don't see that. They don't see that. You need to assume that people are so stupid, and I'm not saying people are stupid, but you need to you should leave no stone unturned. You should literally put it in their face, saying, hello, this is my social proof. It should feel that blatant, do not expect people to just find it. Now, social proof is the number one mechanic for converting people. So you should be using this everywhere. You should be using this in your DMs, in your content. Yeah, every time you open up a video, you should say, "Hey, my name's George. I've worked with 1,000 clients, and I transform their lives every day." And they get into the video. And obviously that's a fairly crude example, but notice how any creator, they always lead with their social proof. You know, if you're a doctor, "Hey, I'm a doctor. I'm Dr. George, and I do this. I went to this university, and I've got this other thing." Lead with it. It is imperative. I cannot overstate this enough. So, experienced coaches do challenges, and that's a great way to gather that social proof alongside working with your normal clients. And obviously, you can get social proof from your normal clients as well, but this just makes it, this just brings a bit of rhythm to it as well. So you're not just relying on your normal clients to deliver. Now, for new trainers, it's if anything, it's even easier because you're starting with a blank canvas, right? So what you should really be doing is working with your friends and family. These are people who, they know you feel comfortable with them, and away you go. And I would suggest doing up to 50 sessions, or however it is that you coach. So if it's online, do it a different way. But let's just use the in-person example here. Run 50 sessions, so that, I mean, you could be done within 3 or 4 weeks. But film them, post them, but most importantly, get that social proof. Take high quality photos of your clients. I think high quality, not so high quality that it looks like AI. I'm not expecting you to walk around with an HDR camera, getting sort of photographs for National Geographic. It should be something just shot on the iPhone. A nice photo, a little quote, a little video. Videos are sort of level above. You want it. So the basics are photo and copy / text, and then the level above that is video based, because naturally there's less. Your prospective clients have less ability to doubt the medium, because it's very easy to get a photo from Google Images and then just write, "Hey, George is the best coach ever, ... versus a video, it's harder for us to doubt it. So do that. You get 50 sessions, and then you'll end up with 5 to 10 bits of 5 to 10 individuals from your friends and family who you can now use and leverage as your social proof. And this doesn't only just make you a better coach, because of course you're getting those repetitions in, and that just that means that you know how to work with people more. You can how to talk to them. It builds your confidence as well, which is obviously very important. It means that eventually you can start to also, it means you can also start to gather data on who you want to train. So your preferences are important. This is not like, if you're committing to something and it's going to be hard, you need to make your life as easy as possible. I think we make our lives far too difficult sometimes. We think, "Oh, determination, I'm going to get through this." No. Set a hard goal and make it as easy as possible to achieve. It shouldn't be, we shouldn't be making lives harder than they are. Our lives are already hard. Committing to something for a long period of time is already a significant challenge. And so you'll be able to figure out who you want to train. So do you want to train based off of your friends and family circle? So do you want to train people who are a similar age to you? Do you want to train people who are a bit older? People who've got back injuries, people who just want to get shredded, whatever it may be. And finally, you'll have that social proof to then go out into the big bad world and say, "Hey, my name is George, and I am a very special coach because look at all the social proof I have. Look at all these amazing videos which I have of people talking about how incredible I am. And I'm going to show this off at every possible example, every possible situation. Every time a client comes and talks to me, they say, 'Hey, are you a coach?' 'Yes, I am. Here's my social proof.'" Just get it in their face. I cannot overstate this enough. So, and then eventually, whether or not you're experienced or new, what you'll end up with is a much higher conversion rate. You'll be able to say no to shit clients, which I think that's a godsend. You know, how often have you ended up in a situation where you have to say yes to everyone? And the problem with saying yes to everyone is that you're accepting clients who are not going to be that committed, who are just going to waste your time, who are going to drag you down, who are not going to be able to give you that social proof. Because all the best clients are good people, right? They're people who are very reasonable. A reasonable person who's working with you would say, yeah, sure, I'm happy to spend 30 seconds doing a video and just talking about how you've helped me. And then what you'll end up with eventually is this repeatable engine. And this is where you can start to scale. People talk about scale as if it's, I think scale is has become something of a marketing term, and it's unhelpful because it doesn't describe itself. Whereas an engine, you think, okay, cool, you put fuel in it, it works, and it moves you forward. And that's really what we're looking to achieve here, is build something that compounds over time. And social proof, if you said that I've worked with 10 clients, okay, cool, fantastic. And that's a really good place to start. But then you build that up, you build the social proof. I've worked with 100 clients, 1,000 clients, and here's them talking about how amazing I've helped them. So yeah, work for free. Don't be afraid. Not everything. If you try and make every opportunity an opportunity to make money in the short term, that is, you're just going to end up spinning your wheels. You need to learn to play a slightly longer game, and you don't need to play a game. You don't need to be thinking in years. You're not some big CEO of a big global business, but you do need to be thinking in terms of quarters probably, so months. And this strategy just enables you to do precisely that. So there you are. That's it for this one. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.